everybody. Good evening, everybody. My name is Dana Wilson, and I'm your host for this evening for Work with the Masters. Please take the time out to share this link with everyone so that they can partake in this conversation. So please take the time. We are live on Facebook, the Masters Access, and then on YouTube. Work with the Masters, all one word. So please share this. We have been enjoying conversations all about Sister Locks for the last 2 weeks. And today, our guest is Ms. Monica Geary. She is the director and CEO of Calilocks. So I'm going to bring her right on in. Hey, Miss Monica, how are you?
I'm good. Let me adjust my thing real quick. It just died on me. My apologies. There we go. Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Monica, I posted a picture of us, and I don't even know the year that was, but it had to be early 2000s or something.
I think you're right. I mean, I don't know what that means. I still look just as supple and young. What was the word you used the other day?
Because we did look quite supple in that picture.
Hey. However, right? However.
But look, Monica, I want to jump right in. Obviously, you have these beautiful sister locks. When did you actually when did you start with your sister locks? When did you get your sister locks done?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Do I have to answer in years? In human years? I know, right? I actually got my sister locks. So I'm gonna tell you a short story about that, and then I'll give you I'm working up to telling you my human years and sister locks.
Yeah. Listen to this.
I was actually the guinea pig for the smaller version that we primarily size for now.
Okay.
So Dr. Cornwell asked me if I would be willing to, and my first question to her was, how soon after I get them done can I wash them? Because at the time I was playing on 2 different soccer teams and going to school plus working. So I needed to be able to take care of my stuff, get it done. You know, I couldn't be having something that I couldn't wash for 6 months or whatever the madness was. That was, So she was like, yep, as soon as they're done, I'll just show you what you need to do, which is, the banding and the bundling. And then she said, you'll be good to go. And I was like, okay, bet. If I can, as long as I can wash and go, then I'm good. So do I still have to say it?
No, you don't have to.
You say what age was I or how long ago?
How long ago? I mean, that's gonna tell your age, though. I'm gonna tell you.
I know. I was 22. I'm like, I let me go for the safer one. I was 22.
Monica, you started with relaxer. Am I correct?
I had only an inch. I was also the guinea pig for that. I was the first person to get sister locks established in relaxed hair, and we learned a lot about what to do and what not to do with relaxer on my head.
Okay, so you hadn't really so you got your locks done at 22. So obviously you had relaxer for how long? Because I guess I want to get a sense of how familiar you were with your natural hair prior to getting sister locks.
So my mother would not let me get relaxer in my hair until I was 13.
Okay.
And by the time I was 14, that perm had broken off so much of my hair.
Got it.
So I went natural again. So I kept my hair braided, or it was braided. Occasionally we would do like a soft press, but I would keep my hair in regular braids. I wouldn't go to a shop and get anything added. So it was just whatever I could do with my own hair. And then when I started playing soccer at the college level, so when I was recruited and started playing soccer there, it was just way too much for me to try to keep it up. So I went on ahead and started doing soft relaxers again.
Okay. So sister locks was really a good option for you with your busy, active life.
It was wonderful. I didn't realize at the time how much more free I would be for doing that process. Yeah.
So what does Sister Locks mean to you? What does it mean to you, Monica?
The short answer is freedom.
Got it.
And I say that on so many different levels.
Mhm.
I started doing Sister Locks because I was unexpectedly blessed with my wonderful little man, who's not so
Mhm.
little anymore, for those of you who know.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, I've been working with the company since its inception. So
Mhm.
I'm currently in Michigan, but I was in California, and I am not a hair person.
Got
Right.
it.
And I absolutely had told everybody I'm never doing hair. I'll be with Sister Locks. I love it. I think it's wonderful, but I'm never doing hair. And then lo and behold,
Here you
here
are.
comes, yeah, hi. And here comes this glorious piece of young man. And it was, I have to decide how I'm going to do this because I
Mhm.
need to be able to take care of him, but I'm not sending him out to who knows where. And I didn't
Right.
have the money. I had just finished my undergraduate degree, was taking a year off. So it was like, the catch 22, I need to work to take care of the kid
Right.
because I need sitting, but I need to pay for the sitting. So I need the job.
Yeah.
I couldn't do both at the same time. Right. So Sister Locks was the best option for me. And oddly enough, blessings happen as they may. Right. My
Mhm.
first client was a woman who had two little boys about the same age as my son. And you can't take your children anywhere to get
Right.
your hair while you're trying to get your hair done. And so she happened to come across me, and I was a godsend for her. And she was a godsend for my son because he had somebody to play with while mommy was working.
Wow.
And yeah, things happen the way they need to.
So, Monica, I cannot allow this opportunity to go by without sharing with the audience that about your mother, Miss Celeste Geary, um, which she is a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And correct me if I'm wrong. If she the first Sister Lock trainer,
But
educator
yeah,
outside of Dr. Cornwell?
yep.
Okay, got
She
it.
was the first consultant and the first trainer.
Okay. So how so you were there witnessing Sister Lots in its infancy, right? So you said you were 22, right?
When I got my locks done.
Okay. So before that, right? Obviously you were introduced to Sister Lots. You're right there. You're like in the first row, right? How did you, as a young
Popcorn.
person, were you conscious of the magnitude of this moment or the movement of Sister Locks?
Yes and no. So you
Okay.
can only know what there is to know, if that
Okay.
makes sense, right? There were so many things that were obstacles because people weren't ready for the small locks because it's tedious,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's a lot of work. So all of the locks were 3 times, 5 times the size of Sister Locks, and nobody wanted to do them. So it was like, well, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
So there was the whole thing of this is wonderful because now we can do things, we can style, we can wear it naturally, it can grow long, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of
Right.
these things, but at the same time, you were getting pushback from all kinds of folk who were already in the industry. And since that portion of the industry was so massive, what do you do? So you kind of know where you are, but it's also like, well, you're going to jump off the cliff or you're not going to jump off the cliff. You don't know how you're going to land. You hope there's deep water. It might be
Mm-hmm.
a rock.
Mm-hmm. So you watch your mother and your family navigate this world, right? With this move.
Hmm.
And obviously things got better and better, right?
They
Um,
did,
how was you internalizing that? I wonder.
quietly.
Okay.
And all I can say is quietly. There's just like there's nothing that I will particularly say today
Mm-hmm.
because it's not necessary.
Got it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
My life, my situation, my movement forward is based on who I am, what I do, and how I do it, not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily who I know or how they know me,
Mm-hmm.
etc.
Absolutely. 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 Perfect. So, okay, so you got your Sister Locks done. You had relaxer. Like, how did you transition where it was all natural?
Poorly. I loved it.
Tell it.
So it didn't bother me. So For those of you who know me, I love you. Hello. But for those of you who don't know me, all this right here is
Yeah.
not me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do makeup. Earrings are occasional. Hair doing maybe 3 times a year
Uh-huh.
because I'm usually working or I'm running around. I teach martial arts. I'm doing all this other stuff.
You're active.
So I just needed to do what was for me, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. So going through the transition from the relaxer, right, into just Sister Locks, it was just fine for me. Now, other people who saw the breakage of the natural hair at the ends,
Right.
right, in the sunlight, especially in California, my hair changes colors. So
Okay.
you had multiple colors, multiple lengths. It would bunch, the relaxed hair would pull up into the natural, right?
Uh-huh.
And so you get these things, and people are like, "What are you going to do with that?" And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "Do it what? I got a game. I got a meeting. I got to go here. I got to." It was
Oh,
not.
busy bee.
It was convenient. It worked for what I needed for it to be, and I could still, even with those situations and issues, I could still pull it back, curl it up, do other things to it so that it looked gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the transition for me was great. It worked for my lifestyle. And I was not trying to be some fashionista, fashion forward type of a person. So I
Right.
didn't need to be glamorous all the time to worry about whether or not this end is a little bit, that wasn't my issue.
So when you transition from relaxer for the audience, I mean, clearly you can just let the relaxer wither away because it will, or you can just cut as your new growth is coming in. So
Right.
um, obviously Monica just let it wither away as it wanted to.
It's the client's decision, right? It's up to the client because it's their hair. It's not my hair or any
Yes.
other consultant's hair. Leave it to if they want to walk around in that, that's their business.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you're a busy person. You're letting the hair do what it do, and you transition to being obviously a consultant, and that obviously it seemed to work with your life, the flexibility, right, with your son and all of that.
Yeah, there was a lot that ended up happening. Once you learn a trade, you
Mm-hmm.
never unlearn a trade. And so I went and finished, so I did my undergrad work, and then my son came along, and then I decided I needed to go now and complete my graduate degree.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm ready to do something else. But then my mother ended up with a major medical issue, and she
Mm-hmm.
needed to come and live with me. And I needed to make money right then and there. Couldn't live the life of a student living, a little bit with here and there with a little person. I
Right.
had to figure out what I needed to do. And Sister Locks was there. So I was able to take clients and
Mm-hmm.
make the money that I needed, but also make her appointments, take care of my son, and still get to class and do the things that I needed to do.
So that flexibility is huge.
Amazing. It was
Yeah.
ridiculously amazing.
Got it. Okay. That is perfect. I love that about Sister Locks, that you can really incorporate this business however you need it to in your life from moment to moment.
Absolutely.
Mhm. So how did you get into the training business? Because obviously you're a consultant, so now you're a trainer. Why? Hmm.
Because I was always at the trainings for one reason or another,
Okay.
as part of the origination group, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would do a lot of assisting and helping.
Mm-hmm.
So I would do a lot of background work, and then I got asked specifically to start helping.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and fill in? So and so can't do this, just to
Mm-hmm.
help in the background.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite people to work with was Denise, Miss Dixon Roberts, who was on
Yeah.
earlier in our
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
And I would do all of her um, product stuff, diagrams on the board, anything that she needed in the background while she taught, I had her.
We
Right.
need we need that picture. We need that picture of Denise and Monica. I'm serious. We need Denise, if you're out there, we need a picture.
Oh, we need a big jack.
Okay.
So, and it was fun and I enjoyed it, but there wasn't any responsibility on me. And then Dr. Cornwell said, we'd like to formally train you, and we'd like for you to go ahead and move into other things.
Mm-hmm.
She said, we'd like for you to move into other things. I said, well, I can't move into other things until I understand what the trainer goes through.
Got it.
And I said, so me shadowing has been good. She said, no, you need to find out a little bit more. So we're going to train you formally. And I was like, so I think I was the first official CTA. There were CTAs, but the official training program for the CTAs kind of was formulated around what I was doing.
Okay, because you were already assistant in the classroom.
Right. And so, and how she wanted it done kind of went that way. Was guinea pigged on me again. And then after I had done that for a while, I got told that I was going to do my next training by myself. You know, I had another what moment.
So tell me this, what was your graduate degree?
I have a master's in social work, but the business aspect of it. So community organizing, social systems, small business, nonprofit business, things of that sort.
Okay. So how did you incorporate that with Sister Locks? Because it sounded like a lot of, being a consultant, this was convenient, right? It was convenient and flexible for your life. Now you're the guinea pig about everything. It sounds like you're a pro guinea pig. Okay.
I am.
Sound like
you. Just take your blood right here. Just do it.
It sounds like that. So now we're in a big to be a CTA. So now you're thrown in the fire about being a consultant. How do you incorporate that graduate degree, that all that work you did, into this Sister Lock lifestyle?
At first, I didn't see the parallels. But what I realized is this is the ultimate form of Black-owned business and recycling of Black dollars and community organizing. It is absolutely the ultimate form of that. And one of the best things that I could do and be is somebody who, as best I could, fostered that. But by the same token, let other practitioners know, and upcoming practitioners, right, that you don't necessarily have to be a hair person in order to do that.
Right.
Know where you come from. Yeah, I have a master's degree, but life and necessity calls for me to do something better. So why not bring what I already have and learn how to work it? These are the kinds of things as far as business goes. Learn to be this, try to be that. That doesn't mean that you have to be some ghetto bunny and take money and, hide it under the table. Own what you have. Be about your business and go forward, because you are a professional individual. And those were the things that I kind of brought with me to all of my trainings, was not expecting less of somebody because they did hair. I respect where you came from. Understand that this mannequin head shows that you don't know Sister Locks yet, but I respect where you came from, and the fact that you are somebody who has really done good work, and you need to honor that in the same way that you put yourself forward in this business.
Got it. So what have you found is your specialty around Sister Locks?
From my very first couple of clients who were problem clients, repair work. Nothing but repair work. 95% of my clientele has always been repair work, whether it's massive reconstruction, alopecia, complete breakage, and nobody knows why. Later, as time went on, we've learned about stress and how it plays a part. Birth, all kinds of things of those manners, right? And how they play a part in the hair. So working with someone like you, right? Who's on the trichology portion of it, the dermatological portion of it, the body, other parts, right? It's a lot of fun for me because I can deal with everything outside of it, what the hair characteristics actually are, how they work, whether there's a change in life, you're aging, you're taking medication. That medication does something to you internally, but what is it doing to the hair, and how am I doing my best to make sure that if all of a sudden there's a complete change in characteristic, what is it that I'm adjusting so that what you need is what I'm able to provide you?
So let me ask you this, because how do you then decide, Monica, because if you're doing a lot of reconstructing, how do you decide, is it worth to do the reconstructing versus just starting over?
That's not my decision a lot of times.
Got it.
So what I always do is make sure that if a client, usually most of my clients are, I call them refugees. They're coming from somebody in a really bad situation 99% of the time, or a situation where the person doesn't know and either refuses to learn or is afraid to go out and learn from somebody. So learn from me. Learn from here. So the issues are, I'll sit the client down and tell them everything after I do an assessment, and I give them a mirror so they see everything that I'm doing. I tell them everything that I see. And then I say, these are your options. We can do this. You can do that. You can do nothing, or we can, completely start over. And give them time, because it tends to be a lot of times really painful, especially if it's your third set of sister locks. And now somebody's telling you, you may have to start all over again. You may not want to hear that. And most of the time, most people don't want to hear it. They just want you, I don't want to start over again. Fix what's here. And I'm like, okay, but it's going to take longer. This is going to be that way. This is what this will look like. And I give them the opportunity to also talk to past clients and current clients who've gone through the process, so that they can get more of a perspective. What do you call it? Commiserate your situation, because it's helpful. You have to process through this a lot of times.
So how do you deal with the emotional aspect of this process of reconstructing and repair? Because clearly people are coming to you and they have a situation, right? And I know you're going to break down what you're going to do. This is the plan. But how do you deal with the emotional piece of, I'm on my third set and now you're telling me something is going on, or I'm losing my hair?
Yeah. I always keep a box of tissues. There's never a day when I don't have a box of tissues in my apartment.
Yeah.
Because I work from home. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I also make sure that I never mince words. That doesn't mean that I'm brutal or that I'm heartless. It's just, people need to know everything, and they need to know cost, and they need to know time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, how can I help you? And if there are tears, which I've had many, I just sit and say, you know what? I completely understand. I got you. This is my second set, which majority of it I did myself. Actually, the original second set, my hair is thinned more than 3 times over, compared to what I used to have. So a lot of what the ladies are going through, they didn't have anybody to fix it over time.
Right.
Or be able to do it themselves as I have been able to. So understanding the process of trying to figure out what to do next, but not having an answer, I absolutely get it. So it's a really frustrating thing. Sometimes you want to hug somebody, but sometimes people don't want to be hugged. They're just pissed. And the tears are anger.
Right.
And it's frustration. And now you telling me that I got to pay you more money. No, you don't have to pay me anything. I completely understand that. And you can come back to me 6 months later if you so choose. Do what is best for you. And that's it. The best thing I can do is just sit back.
So what do you do if they're coming and there's issues as a result of the last consultant? Are you doing a courtesy call to the last consultant at all?
If I can.
Okay.
A lot of times what happens is clients are afraid to divulge information for whatever reason.
Yes.
Whether it's, I don't want to call anybody on the table, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Please understand, if you are a client out there, you are not doing anybody a disservice. The best thing we can do from practitioner to practitioner is provide opportunities to get better. So if I'm reaching out to somebody, it's one, to make sure that I'm going to be able to do what's best by the client. Sometimes the clients have conditions that they don't realize they have, but the consultant made notes of it earlier and the duration of it, and they can tell me so that I can better approach it, right?
Got it.
Other times the client doesn't realize that the consultant actually needs additional training so that the consultant can be better. And it's better for me to be able to say, hey girl, there's a refresher class, or there are other things coming up. So, or I'm teaching a class, or you're teaching a class.
Right.
Here, do these kinds of things so that we can just provide the best services possible for the clients.
So that's the most rewarding part, is that reconstruction for you?
You know what? I'm a detail-oriented person. And as much as this is time consuming, like, the average retightening is 3 to 5 hours. My average retightening is 5 to 7 hours.
Got it.
So, and that's on a good day. As long as there's nothing wrong and they've been on time, in 4 to 6 weeks, usually around 4 to 5 weeks, then we're good. But otherwise, it's about 5 to 7 hours.
And that repair reconstruction is a long game. That's a long game.
It is. And you have to know your stuff. You can't just say, well, I learned the sister lock and I'm going to do an install. First of all, there's never, there's certain terms that we need to know as practitioners, one. And then 2, you have to understand the basics, you know, all of the things that you learn in lesson 1, the things that we learn in lesson 3, the things that you learn. And if you don't know what lesson 1, lesson 3 are, look at your workbook.
So I'm sure that you had to do like trial and error to figure
Yeah.
out how to do some of this reconstruction. So
Years and years and years and years and years. I've been doing this for over 20 years, reconstructing for over 20 years. And I have had some major errors. So it's not just the little things where I did the establishment incorrectly, you know, where my rows are off. No,
right.
it's stuff within the lock that I was attempting to fix that ended up being a worse fix than, you know, the problem was originally. So yeah, there's a whole lot. And a lot of the things that we learn in basic fixes for the Sister Locks class do not apply for certain types of repair at all. So you have to understand what those were in order to be able to get past them to get to the next level of it.
It's all about the curl pattern as well, right? The
curl pattern, density, everything. And you know, stiffness pliability is huge. Huge.
Yeah. So you have some people saying hello out here. We got Pilar, we got Denise. KD says hi, Monica.
Hey.
Yeah. We got Melinda. Melinda saying she needs some help with the troubleshooting. She says she's doing, if I'm doing anything wrong, she wants to know. I'm assuming she's a consultant as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So how do people get in contact with you, Monica?
I don't know if you guys can put that on there, but hey, Shayna, I don't know if you can put that on there, but my not my site, my landing page, well, basically where you can get in touch with me and then set up anything is calendly.com/Geary_M. And there we go. That's how you can get in contact with me. You can also go there and just go ahead and do any kind of signing up. And as a matter of fact, for a short period of time, if you're watching this and if you happen to catch this video, I will have 30-minute sessions, just $15.
You better run. I'm gonna tell you. You better run fast for that one.
Bye.
So Melinda, you need to get on that right now, Melinda. She said, "Yay!" Right now.
But that, you know, the bottom line is, I know what I do is not what most consultants, trainers, etc. are doing. It's it requires a lot more time, patience, and energy. If you're truly about helping the customer pass the establishment and basic maintenance, then call me. Set up an appointment with me, even if it's just to confirm that what you're trying to work through is the right process. I'm absolutely your person. And ask anybody, any one of these other trainers. I'm beyond detail oriented because they've all worked with me.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you need something explained to you 50 different ways, I will find 52 different ways to explain it to you so that you get it.
Well, that's when you get that Celeste piece part of you right there, because I'm gonna tell you, working with your mom was, if it wasn't for your mom, I don't even know that I would be a trainer, because I was just like waiting for the moment to have the opportunity to train with her, because I knew if she said I had it, I had it.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
She is amazing.
You know, there are certain things you say, oh, I love my mama, but I'm very grateful to have had that person particularly in my world, because certain people frame who you are as an individual. You can go one way or the other.
Right.
I can't tell you what that woman has meant to me.
For sure. And she's meant a lot to all of us as well, too, who work with her.
Right.
Monica, tell me something, fun fact. And I don't want to know that you do martial arts.
Well, then I won't tell you.
Don't tell me that, because I got that. I want to know something juicy.
I don't do juicy.
Come on, give me something juicy.
Juicy.
Come on, Monica, give me something deep.
Fun fact. So I'll tell you a couple things. One, I don't drink and I don't smoke hardly, if at all.
Okay.
But one thing I am.
Wait a minute. KD said, can he tell?
And if KD doesn't keep that tail in his pocket. because we don't know what KD is trying to pull up. So KD, you go ahead and you hold on to that.
Now that's good stuff.
Huh? Why you bringing drama onto my spot? That's why you can't bring black people nowhere. No, I'm just kidding. So what I am going to say is that if you ever want to get on my good side and you don't know me, because normally I love life. I think life is wonderful. But when it comes to business, business is business, right? I'm very serious. But everywhere else, I'm going to crack a joke. I'm going to sing a song. We're going to do a little dance, whatever. But if you really want to get on my good side, Looney Tunes.
No way.
I love Bugs Bunny. He is like my ultimate. Marvin the Martian is just the best.
This is too good. Now this is juicy. So that means did you watch Space Jam then?
Yes, 1, 2, and the new.
Come on.
Yes.
You know what?
Please. I will watch a good cartoon. Did you watch Encanto?
I did.
Okay. You have been X'd off my list. It's beautiful brown people, good music, and it's fun. Just saying.
That is so funny. Monica, any parting remarks you want to share with the people? We got people out here just waiting to hear from you.
Remarks. I
probably speak to the consultant and speak to the client.
I probably will not be continuing as a full-time trainer because I realize that so many people are really making sure that the new people are getting what they need. But what I'm realizing is that so many consultants don't know that they have access to someone like me for their continued work, right? If you are a practitioner and you need some assistance, contact me. I've got whatever kind of time. If you haven't found something that works for you, leave a message in there, do something. And as a client, don't stop asking your consultant for repairs. If there are things that you are not satisfied with and all they tell you is, well, that's just the way your hair is, and you've seen other people where it's different, talk with them, ask them if they'll be willing to call Monica Geary, contact me, contact somebody, because the bottom line is, as upset as I was when I started thinning, my hair is still beautiful because I've helped to train people who now know how to deal with the problems as they were progressing. And we should never settle for less. We are so much more. We should always be searching for ways to support one another in being more. And I'm supporting you in being everything that you can be.
Got it. Anika says hi.
Anika! Hugs. Hi.
But thank you so much for being here, Monica. It has been fun. And thank you, everybody, for showing up. We so appreciate you taking time out of
my Midwest people.
Look at this.
It's called pop, not soda. I'm just saying, it's called pop, not soda. You know what's up. Y'all know what's up.
I'm one of those folks. I'm from Cleveland, so I know all about the pop. But thank you so much for showing up. We'll be back next week where we'll have everybody back that we had these conversations. It has been so much fun. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.